side.
That's my first memories.
Let's get out and talk about first memories.
All right, start over that again.
Okay.
You get wound up, all right?
I'm wound up. I'm ready to go now.
All right. So where are we now? We're looking at
that big tree there. The house was back behind there, and the tree was a little bit on the side of the house. But the house that I first remember living in was maybe 35, 40 feet off the road here.
And that was the little house.
That was the little house. And I would not, like I said, I would not be surprised. My daddy was going to sell one of his dogs. He was a fox hunter, and he was going to sell one of his dogs, and I didn't want to. That was my pet. And he picked me up in his arms and reached up and broke off a little old bitty switch off of that oak tree and says, "If you don't hush, I'm going to whip you."
That came from...
So I just sit down and cried then.
Do you think that there may be any remnant at all of the house in there?
Do what?
Do you think there may be
No,
any
there's nothing
remnant
in
at
there.
all?
I have already been, 2 or 3 years ago or more than that. I went back through there and scrounged through everything. I couldn't find no sign of anything. Everything been taken out. And all this kudzu's grown up there now. But this was the road up to the big house right there. And right over here in this field is where I saw the first kite I ever remember and thought it was a flying snake.
Right off from where the big house is.
Right off of where the big house was up here, but right over there in that field. Now that was not the field that we had. Our field was back over that way. We had to go up to the big house and then everything back behind it. And back this way, between here and up there, though, is where I was throwing rocks trying to get them in the hollow tree, in the hollow stump. And when I pushed one over in, the snake jumped out of it. And I run and thought I was wide open, and my Aunt Aura hollered, "Run, Jane, he's about to get you."
Ain't all right.
I wasn't running but half speed. But this is it. And ain't nothing much more I can tell you. This is where me and my daddy walked my baby sister Evelyn around, Betty around. And
That's another one of those early memories, right?
yeah. She could walk real good when we was holding her hand. But, just hold a finger out. She'd get a hold of her finger and we could walk her all over the house. But she couldn't walk by herself. And I remember after he come in, from him and my granddaddy, after they had went fox hunting, and he come in sick. And I don't know how many days it was. I have no idea of that, but I do remember Evelyn going in and putting a quilt over him. And the next day he was dead then. And up at the big house up here is where we sat on the back of the flatbed truck while they had the funeral over at Elizabeth. Well, it might have been more than one day after that. But that's my memories right here.